All right, so we're going to just circle the terms and simplify each expression below. Simplify means to write an expression in simplest form. In the case of numerical expressions, the simplest form is a single number. So the first thing they want us to do is go through and circle the different terms. So remember, the plus sign is what separates them up into different terms. So for A, I'm just going to combine these numbers. So let's see. So I've got 7.08. I'm going to combine that with 2.51. They're both positive, so I'm going to add those together. It gives me 959. So these two together give me 9.59. Now I'm going to add a negative 3.14 or 3.84, I think it is. So now my signs are different. So I need to subtract these. It's going to give me a 5, makes this a 15. That becomes an 8. 15 minus 8 is 7, and 5. My biggest number is positive, so my answer is 5.75. So making sure I line up my decimals when I add them. All right, for part B, let's get rid of this. I have, so we need to circle our terms first. So this is my first term. And then this is my second term. So let's see. I'm going to do the multiplication first. So I have 2.1 times 3. That gives me 3, 6, 1 decimal place. Now notice the signs are different. So it's a negative 6.3. Now I need to combine that with my 7.8. So I got 7.8. I've got 6.3. Since the signs are different, that's a positive, that's a negative. I'm going to subtract these, and that gives me 1.5. My biggest number is positive, so my answer is positive. So this becomes a positive 1.5 as I'm doing that. And let's erase these, and we'll move on to C. Let's see. So we need to circle our terms first. So I'm going to circle this, and I'm going to circle this. So let's see. This one here, I'm going to do 5 times negative 3.5. So I'm kind of thinking this. I've got negative 3.5, and I'm going to do that 5 times. So I'm just kind of thinking of this a little different way. So that's negative 3.5. Let's see, I'm doing that 5 times. So that's 5 of those. So let's see, the bottom stays the same. And now I add the tops, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And everything is negative here, so it's negative. Negative 15 fifths, so I can reduce this to 3. So this just becomes a negative 3 then. All right, well, that's nice. So that becomes a negative 3 plus 2 times 1.5. All right, well, that's 1.5 plus 1.5 would be a positive 3. So I have a negative 3 and a positive 3. That just becomes a 0. All right, well, that worked out kind of nice. Let's erase this. Last one. Let's see. So we need to circle our terms. So I'm just going to underline them. So that's a term. Whoops, this whole thing's a term because we've got our plus signs that kind of break them in half. That's a term. This whole thing's a term. And then this is a term. All right. So 4.35 times 2. So I can think of that as 4.35 and 4.35. I can add them together or multiply by 2, whatever you want to do. It gives me 7. That gives me 8. So this first part becomes 8.70. Let's see. Plus positive 5. That's this. Plus, let's see, the signs are different, so that becomes a negative 3 and 1/4. That's not a very good 3. Plus a negative 10. All right, so let's think about how we want to put these pieces together. I'm going to put together my negative stuff first. So I'm going to put these together. Negative 3 1/4 and negative 10 is going to give me a negative 13 1/4. And now I'm going to put my positives together. Get some of the stuff off the screen. Let's see, 8.70 and 5 is going to give me 13.70, I believe. So, and that's positive. So the signs are different, so I'm going to subtract. I can't subtract fractions and decimals, so I'm going to turn this into a decimal. So let's see, I've got negative, oops, hold on a second. So let's see, so I've got these here. So I'm going to turn this into negative 13.25. So let's say I have a negative 13.25 and I have a positive 13.70. I'm going to subtract. Remember, when you subtract, the biggest number always goes on top. So let's see. Borrow, make this a 10. That becomes a 6. So 10 minus 5 is 5. That becomes a 4. And then 0, 0. My biggest number is positive. So my answer is a positive 0.45. So this becomes a positive 0.45. And that is question 3-4. So the big thing about this is this idea, and I'm going to just erase everything. What they wanted you to understand is that these plus signs kind of break these problems into the pieces. So this piece and this piece and this piece we can put together. Here's this plus sign. So this separates this into two different pieces that we can do. Here is my plus sign. So it kind of breaks this up into two pieces. I can find the value of this side, find the value of this side, put them together. Here's a plus sign, and a plus sign. So this idea of I take this piece, combine it with this piece, combine it with this big piece, and then combine it with this piece. So these plus signs, break them into what's called terms. Each of these separate pieces are called terms.